When this past winter came around, things weren't looking good. I was injured and not able to do a lot of the things I normally do, like playing ice hockey, skiing, and even working. But I could hike. I started off with doing some local trails at Balch Hill, and when that went well, I'm lucky enough to have the AT near me, so I hiked some small sections of that. I was lucky to find a lot of friends who were both available and excited to hike. And dogs.
Go, go, go!
I'm the fun auntie for my favorite dogs, Festus and Max. Over the Christmas holidays, we were down in the New Jersey, Philadelphia area and did some wet hiking there. Back home in New Hampshire, we took a chance on a really miserable New Year's morning and found snow on Mount Cardigan. Then it was more local hikes, often with weight, around work and around the neighborhood. We found by far our iciest hike of the year just across the river in Norwich on the Bill Ballard Trail. Excellent technique. Better than mine. How do you feel about going down that?
I'm not gonna say what I just said a second ago on camera.
Okay. So we're gonna say no friggin' way. Before I knew it, I was doing some of the 52 with a view, a list I didn't even know existed.
So I'm not gonna get that much access.
No, I want to take a picture as I come onto the view. We did a couple in the Lakes District, which is a long drive, but beautiful views from the top. We did Stinson, and then we did Shaw the very adventurous way. Shaw was hard navigating and untracked.
Oh my God. I know. I thought we were gonna have an easy way down, but talk about navigational challenges.
Very cool. Then was off to do some far-flung 4,000 footers. There was Mount Wambach on the far northern end of most of the Whites that I did with our house guest Mosey, who came from Georgia and wanted to experience a New England winter.
The end of the line.
It was Wambach, where the possibility of butt sledding down trails, aka glissading, started to really interest me. And I was off to Vermont to do one of the few 4,000 footers there, Mount Abraham, which actually has some excellent sledding. Then was off to do more winter 4,000 footers, Mount Tom, Field, Wiley, and a bonus of Avalon.
Oh, you can't see anything but trees.
3 miles. I got 3 miles.
Really? Spruce trap. Coming off of Mount Field. Oh. Oh, I think that's Kerrigan. It's tight. Eee. We have climbed thousands of feet already. According to my watch, which always reads a little high, we're already over 4,000. But regardless, not looking forward to that uphill ahead. which is a little steep thing up Mount Field. And then I'm basically planning on sliding the rest of the way down. Rest of the way down. Okay, let's see what happens here. That's a good one. Yeah. Wee-hee. Webster Cliffs. We kind of can't see Wiley. And there's Pierce and Eisenhower and Washington in the clouds, but it's beautiful tonight. And it's like 4 p.m., so we got to get down. And there'll be some sliding, most certainly. Eee.
Then it was on to Mount Tecumseh, which is technically a 4,000 footer, but there's some debate. It was a warm and relatively easy hike, but this is when I decided I needed up my sledding game. Unfortunately for Mosey, there was literally no view on the summit.
Are you moving? I can't tell. Oh, God, yes. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I think we have more. Maybe. There. Not very exciting. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, we got a little more. Maybe. Yeah. There we go. Uh-oh. 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 Yeah. Pro. Look at that landing.
And it was off to more 4,000 footers. We did Pierce and Eisenhower, which turned out to be the pinnacle of my winter hiking experience. There were more gray jays, and I finally got one to eat out of my hand, which I know is not right, but is a freaking delight.
He came right at you, huh?
We fought through a last snowy gauntlet and emerged onto the ridge where we could see Eisenhower shining like a beacon in the distance.
That was my technique, too. Yes.
We hadn't planned on doing Eisenhower as well, but we soon reached
So
a
that's
decision
Eisenhower.
point.
Sounds like we might not be going. Spruce traps. Guy just passed us, said he's going up to his waist in spruce traps. And trail's getting quite a bit narrower here. Stopped and put on the snowshoes, which I hate, but are necessary.
The going was slow with deep, soft snow, but we were lucky to have a couple gritters right ahead of us breaking trail.
Here we are on the last bit. Joanne's feeling grumpy, but I think we're going to make the summit anyway.
There were some skiing shenanigans and distractions, and then it was back to hiking adventures. We headed to Mount Israel in Sandwich, New Hampshire. Again, we had beautiful views being in the Lakes District, but the real surprise was the amazing frozen water.
Here we are. Whee! All right. All right. That's good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Just don't take me out.
I bite. It's not an established trail. I am a sucker for sunlight coming in. Oh my gosh.
And then it was on to Mount Israel and the surprisingly amazing Bead Falls. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's worth going. I would travel many, many miles, like across the country, to see this marvel.
So now we're going to exit.
On a super warm day, I skinned and skied the Ascutney Parkway, which was challenging because of the wet, heavy snow and the tire ruts. Early signs of spring brought on thoughts of our upcoming trip, our long-ass section on the AT, which led to some prep. It was time for another 4,000-footer, this time Cannon Mountain, which offered some true winter conditions, a hike up through the ski trail, and some excellent sledding.
Oh my gosh. We found the ski trail. What's that? A walk down.
Right as we started to really feel the cold, we popped out at the lodge and the tower.
Okay, here we go. See if I... Oh, corner! Wow! Go off track. Oh, 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 oh. So close. Okay, here we go. Whew. Whoa.
Mosey wasn't allowed to leave until we hit up our local cool little mountain, Mount Cardigan. So we hit that on a day that smacked of spring.
Wait, I guess I could go help her.
I would. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure you lock in your point before you take the next step.
Yes. Okay.
You've got it.
Okay, I made it.
Very nice.
That was actually scary.
Yeah, I believe it.
Just because, like, up there, I was like,
That was pretty much the end of sledding. Not that I wouldn't try it again, of course. It was technically the last day of winter, so it's got to be time for another 4,000 footer. Or why not two?
here in the last bit to Liberty. And then we have Garfield standing alone, and Lincoln and Lafayette, and Franconia and Notch, and Cannon.
And the Kinsmans.
Second and final mountain of the day. Yeah, there we go. Mount Flume, hitting it right on the verge of not being a winter hike anymore. Oh, and here we go. Here's the view.
You know I had to try sledding one last time. It didn't go well. Apparently I wasn't quite done with hiking, just like the New Hampshire winter. We headed up Black Mountain in Benton, New Hampshire, hoping to do a nice set of two different 52 with a view mountains.
Just getting taller?
Black Mountain and Blueberry Mountain for a black and blue. But the footing was difficult the whole way between ice right under the snow, rock, running water, and clumping snow. So it was, alas, just Black Mountain.
Can you see Moosalok? It's like a line. It's going away. It's out there. Tough going. Every footstep. Don't know what's going to be under what lies beneath.
Amber's finding alternate routes down this crap here.
It doesn't look nearly as bad in video as it is.
It turned out to be a very good winter. Who knew?